Obviously, dropping out is not for everyone. I didn't do it because it's cool, and I didn't do it because it's super glamorous or anything like that. I did it simply because college was not making me happy, and I felt that it was wasting my time. Hi guys, welcome back to another video. This is Mark here, and today marks 1 year anniversary of me dropping out of college. So I wanted to make a little video about what I'm doing now, if I regret it, and kind of what I plan to do in the future. So right now, I am working for my brother. He owns an electric skateboard company that we sell like different motors, batteries and stuff to convert skateboards into electric. I also started my own business. So right now I am operating a clothing company. It is called Type 1 Clothing. So I have type 1 diabetes, and I wanted to make a clothing brand kind of surrounded around the diabetes community and find a way to give back to that community, because they've given me so much, whether that's a bunch of friends I've made online that also have type 1, or different foundations that have given me certain insulin or different test strips or anything like that if like I'm having trouble with insurance covering it. So 10% of all proceeds on all my clothing go to different diabetes foundations, and I really was interested in starting my own business when I was still in college, but there was so much time that I didn't have because I was so busy with everything going on in school. So when I started college in 2018, I was going to University of the Pacific, which is a small school in Stockton, California, and I didn't really know anybody. I only was there for one semester because I really didn't have a good time. I was constantly just in my room and just kind of doing school, and that was it. I didn't really meet that many people, and I kind of fell into this kind of slump. I just didn't really want to do anything, and I didn't really feel too happy. So I called my mom, and I decided to move schools. And I had a lot of friends that were going to University of Nevada, Reno, which I'm from Las Vegas. So University of Nevada, Reno is another Nevada school that's up north. And I had a good amount of friends that went there, so I decided to transfer my second semester of freshman year. And the first semester I was in Reno was pretty fun. I didn't really know my roommate too much, and I didn't really hang out with him a lot. He didn't really talk a lot, but I had a lot of friends there that I would just go hang out in their room. And it was a lot of fun, honestly. And I definitely felt a lot better, but I knew that I wasn't really getting much from school. I wasn't going a whole lot, to be honest. I would kind of just do everything online, and this was before coronavirus and everything, but still pretty much everything was online. All of our quizzes were online. All the professors put all of the lectures online, so it was basically just tests that I had to go, and I was kind of just learning everything from my computer, and I didn't really feel the need to go to school. And I was doing all right in school. I had probably a 3.4, 3.5 GPA at the time, and I wasn't really doing a whole lot besides that. But I knew that school wasn't really what I wanted to do. A lot of my family have started their own businesses, and I knew that's what I wanted to do. And I just kind of felt like school was kind of a waste of time. It wasn't really so much that it was difficult for me, the school part. I just didn't want to waste another 3-4 years of school and not kind of start my own business. So I knew that I really wanted to get out of where I was going to school and come home to like kind of start my business. And I ended up staying in Reno for 2 years. I was in a really tough spot. I was really depressed, and Reno it was really cold there, and I didn't really ever want to do anything. And the job I was at, I didn't like at all. And I knew that I didn't want to just do a 9-to-5 job and end up hating my job and kind of just float through school and everything. I knew that there was more out there for me. So I ended up deciding to drop out of school and move back home. And this was right before like coronavirus started. So my family was really worried about me being up in Reno because I have type 1 diabetes. My family wasn't really super cool with me being away from home, just because if anything happened to me or if I got COVID or anything like that. So they wanted me to come home, so I ended up doing that. I got a doctor's note and I got out of my lease in Reno, and I decided to move back here. And then I moved in with my grandma for probably about 6 months, up until I could get enough money together. And then I moved out of my grandma's house and got my own place with one of my friends from Reno, because he decided to move back too. I do not regret dropping out of school at all, not even a little bit. Over the past year, I have kind of focused down on what I really wanted to do with my life, and I really feel that college is not right for me. Everything that I want to learn, I can for free. Like really, YouTube is a great place. And just to start my own business, I felt like the things that school was teaching me were not applicable to today's world. Like I remember a marketing class that I was in was teaching us how to like do magazine ads, and like it's 2021, like no one is doing magazine ads anymore for business. Like it's all video, it's all social media, Instagram, Twitter, all of that, TikTok now. And magazine ads are so old-fashioned, and I just felt like everything I was getting taught was so like early 2000s content, and I just felt like I was gaining nothing from it. And college is expensive, and it really, I just didn't feel like it was useful at all. When I moved back here, I started working for my brother, and I just really learned from him on how he ran his business. And my mom runs her own dance studio, so I have a lot of background on successful businesses, because both my brother and my mom's businesses are extremely successful. So I knew that I had that like strong support system that I didn't really need school for, because if you're starting your own business, you don't need the degree. Like you only really need a degree to work for someone. And obviously if you're trying to be a doctor, lawyer, engineer, stuff like that, obviously you need a degree. And that, I don't suggest dropping out of college if you're trying to be any of those, because I don't think that's very smart. I think it's very important once you get out of high school to take maybe a semester or two to kind of figure out what you want to do. If you get right out of high school and you know exactly what you want to do, exactly what major, go for it, obviously. But if you have pretty much no idea what you want to do when you get out of high school, and you shouldn't feel bad for that. At 18, we shouldn't have to make those decisions for what you want to do for the rest of your life. But if you don't really know what you want to do when you get out of high school, I strongly recommend you taking a gap semester, a gap year, to really figure that out. It will save a lot of time, a lot of anxiety, and a lot of money. Because if you constantly switch majors and stuff, it's gonna be a lot of money that you just kind of throw down the drain, because your credits won't line up and everything. And I just don't think that it's as useful as it once was, to be honest. There's so many free resources out there that can teach you the exact same thing or even better. And I'm here to say that, like, if you don't want to go to college, don't feel bad. Like, do it for you. If you don't want to go to school, but your parents are making you or something like that, you got to do what's best for you. And if you know that you don't want to go, it's just going to make your life hell for at least a little bit or for a while. And it might even make you resent your parents. And doing what you want to do and maybe having your parents disappointed in you for a couple months, maybe even a year, is probably better than you resenting them for the rest of your life because they made you do something that you did not want to do, and then you end up hating your job. I think a lot of people do what makes other people happy, and they don't really do something for themselves. And I think that's extremely important, especially when you're young, because you really have nothing to lose. Like, if you decide to not go to school and then 3 years later you're like, dang, I really should have went to school, you always can go back. Like, but if you go to school and you end up getting a job that you hate and you end up resenting your parents, like, you're kind of stuck. So I think it's very important to do what you want to do and don't try to make anyone else happy. As long as you are happy, that is the only thing that should matter. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hopefully that helped you out a little bit if you are here because you're not sure of going to school, or if you're just interested in what I have to say. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button and hit the like button. It helps me out so much. It keeps me motivated to make these videos for you guys, and I really want to keep doing this because I really enjoy making these videos, just to kind of keep me accountable for everything that I'm doing. And I would like to look back at these in a couple years and just see what I was up to then. I think that's something that a lot of people should do. Just even if these videos never get any traction and 30 people watch them every time, I will still make these videos, because in a couple years when I look back and see, oh, this is what I was doing that week, I think that's really useful to see the progress you've made over the years, to see if you've been hitting the goals you've created for yourself, stuff like that. And I really think that these videos will help me in the long run.